Most people don't struggle with money because they're bad with numbers, like myself. I am pretty bad with numbers. They struggle because they don't have a system, but more importantly, they don't have the education to understand the basics of how to manage it. Long story short, people just spend too much. When the bills hit, it becomes a problem. Your money disappears, and every single month you live in that spiral. It gets worse as you get older if you don't get it under control. So in this video, I'm going to kind of go through some money systems that will help you basically fix your finances in 6 months if you're willing to take the punt. Now, this isn't with extreme budgeting or without hype and like basically pulling the wool over your eyes. It's quite common knowledge, but ultimately some amazing tools here that will help you get stuff done. And this is the sort of thing that I do in real life. It works. It's worked a long time ago. And it will work for you if you want to make the change. Because one of the comments that I always get, I wish I started earlier. So if you feel behind, this video's for you. Now let me be really clear here. This won't make you rich overnight, just saying. This isn't about cutting out every single coffee and takeaway in your life and becoming miserable. And it isn't financial TikTok bollocks, basically. This is about going from stressed and disorganized with money to being calm and structured. Put it that way. And what I want you to do is comment below you starting this journey and then come back in 6 months' time to tell me how you're going to get on. Now, month number 1 is called the audit. Simple as that. Before you fix anything in life, you need to know what the problem is, where your money is actually going here, what your real monthly outgoings are in terms of the absolute. Your council tax, for example, your mortgage, your car payments, your water, your lecky. Get the idea, right? And then you need to kind of know, well, why does it always feel quite tight? Because then you need to find out where the actual holes are. What are your habits? What are the horrible stuff that you do, your dirty takeaways every single week, for example? Now this month, it's your only job is to figure out what do I do in that month? What is on average? But yeah, I do know that content creators will try and promote a £20 pay it one spreadsheet. That's amazing. But let's be honest, we're in 2026 now. There's a lot of tools out there that can do this for free. Even your bank will do this probably. But I do have a pretty good tool that is awesome that I do use. I recommend using Snoop. It's great. It does exactly what it says on the tin. It's money management and it's free. This isn't a paid advert, by the way. It's a tool that I use. It automatically links your bank and it showcases exactly what your problems are very, very quickly. And then you can categorize your spending if you want to do a further audit to see exactly what's happening over the course of the month. It just tells you brutally honest what the problems are. In terms of how it works, I'll give you a bit of a rundown. You connect your bank. You can see exactly where your money's going, obviously. And you can check personalized suggestions in terms of certain things that you may be missing out on. Obviously, it tracks your monthly spending versus the previous month. So after a couple of months, you can see exactly where you're going. And as I say, you can review your spending via category. You can categorize everything. So yeah, you can kind of get on top of it pretty blooming quickly. Now, month number 2, because you've done a bit of an audit, you should be able to know where the leaks are. So guess what? Cut your leaks. Things like your unused subscriptions, you should be able to see them on Snoop. Any sort of impulse buys that you may well be having a habit of, try maybe control that. If you have, say, too many takeaways or too many coffees, maybe curb that a little bit and see if you can do it a different way. And have a little look at your insurances, your phone bills, your broadband bills. Can you get better deals elsewhere? Are you on a stupid tariff, for example, and there's better things out there? Have a little look. In the UK, you can definitely save some money there because they're a little bit naughty with how they do their tariffs, let's be honest. Now, this, by the way, isn't to become boring, I'm just saying, but cutting the leaks makes you have a bit more money to play with, and then that will come in handy later down the line. Now, month number 3 is about automation, a little bit, kind of, because you need to kind of understand where your money goes. And if you've got a couple of different accounts, this makes life so much easier, just saying. I always suggest have one account for your bills. So for example, me and my other half, we have a joint account, and that is a house. Simply that, house and kids. We have one for our personal spendage, so we have a personal account for our own monies, and then we have savings. They're savings that are individually put within our own accounts that you are using to save. Basically, your emergency fund. Then you just automate it. You get paid, you put money into the accounts that pay the bills, you get your own money to play with, and then you get your percentage of that, which you will put in savings. Because in my viewpoint, if it's not automated, it's kind of an optional. Realistically, you've got to kind of have it all set in stone that it does its own thing. And by the end of the month, you may well have noticed by month 3, money's actually doing a job and working for you. And hopefully you are building up some funds. Month number 4 should be about stability. Stabilize debt and obviously create a buffer. Because I'm hoping now you've solved all the other problems and everything's automated, you may well find that you have some debt you may want to get rid of. So guess what? Discover your bad debt. Get rid of and start planning with those funds that you're now hopefully got free to pay off some credit cards. Increase payments on those to get them freed up and get them gone. Simple as that. So you basically stop digging those holes deeper, which again, it's obviously a flaw in the credit card mechanism of do a minimum payment, you don't get charged interest. But yeah, people fall for it. So yeah, if you are on track with that, you should hopefully be starting to build a fund. That fund will become an emergency fund. That fund will then become a buffer. And then that buffer will then become a bit more out of control. And you're thinking, I don't need to do that anymore. I can then maybe start looking at investing, which is the next step. But I'm going to give you a bit of a tool first to help you in terms of the simplicity of this. Because when I first started taking money seriously, I used Plum quite a while ago now. I still use it. As I said before in a previous video, I don't use it as often now. They do offer stocks and shares ISAs. They do offer other things, but they do offer a lot of automatic saving tools. So if you go on auto saving here, right, there's a link to this again, as I said before. There's no paid affiliate thing to this. It's just a link. Now, with this in mind, you can have weekly deposit sort of situation. You have paydays, automatic savers, roundups, which is really, really important. Rainy day funds. So when it rains, it puts money away, right? I know it sounds bonkers, right? And there's also saving challenges. As I said before in previous video, if you are crap with money and you've got money that you've never really had before, use this to lock it away. That may well give you your emergency fund. It may well give you your buffer for your credit card bills to pay off extra on those on a rainy day fund, for example. So stuff like that will make a big difference because it does help you do it and see it. And obviously all the other steps before that become quite logical. Now, at this point, month number 5, you should hopefully have some money. I'm not saying you're going to pay off all your credit card bills, but if you are automating life, you should hopefully have money. You should have more spends. Hopefully, you're making more money anyways because you're doing well in your job. And more importantly, I'm going to say this quite obviously and blunt. If you are not spending loads of money on stupid stuff, you should hopefully, as I said before, be building a fund, having a buffer, whatever. If you've got too much, you can start looking at maybe investing. But what I would say is this, not financial advice, of course. Try and do this when you've got a decent emergency fund, right? So it may not be there just yet. Now, this is not trading, but what I'm going to talk about is self-sufficiency. You need a stocks and shares ISA. I will come on to that in a second. You do need to think of the long term with this. And as I say, you need to automate this. So even if it's like £20 a month, £50 a month, £100 a month, whatever, put it somewhere. If you want to keep this super simple, you can just use Plum. I use Trading 212 for my stocks and shares ISA, but they do have funds here, right? You can use these in a stocks and shares ISA, set up automation, and you can put it in within their very, very simple mutual funds. You don't have to go crazy with this. There is a little bit of a subscription to this if you want to get more funds, but even if you're looking at some of these numbers, yeah, you can make some money here off a £150 contribution. And if you start off with, say, £500 initial, and if you're looking at, say, I don't know, a 20-year time frame, annual rate, 100, you get the idea, right? You can make some serious money here. Nothing crazy, I know, but it's better than being in debt, isn't it? Let's be honest. But at the end of the day, with a tool like Plum, it should hopefully help you automate. It should help you automate savings and investments. It should hopefully help you just remove any sort of friction because it's doing it all for you. And as I said, if it rains, it may put some money away. Investing should feel boring. It should. And that's usually a good thing. And month number 6, realistically, it should be all locked in. It should be all set in stone. Let's be honest here. And we're not talking about pensions. We're not talking about the long term. We're talking about just getting your shit on track. You need to then set some goals. Calculate, for example, your net worth. That's quite easy to do. Just write it all down. And set some goals. 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. Where do you want to be? And keep checking up on this routine every single year. You may want to do an audit. You may want to see if you've gone bad with some habits. And check to see how those credit card debts are going, because all those little micro payments that will be paying it off adds up eventually. But at the end of the day, though, once you get towards that point, people do stop and they fall back into old habits. So make sure you keep it locked in. And hopefully by then, you've got yourself a system, and that system works. For the likes of myself here, what you're seeing on the screen is just a journey of just 3 years here. And you can see £54,000 net deposits. I've got 43% return, nearly 44% return on the market. And at the end of the day, this is just one little slice of my investing journey. I started a long time ago. This is just my stocks and shares ISA. I've got more money laying around. You got to start and you got to do it. And I remember when I was in the military back in the day, having a money talk, talking about this basic concept of knowing what your bills are, because a lot of people in the military used to piss the bloody, the deployment bonus up the wall, never had any money. I was only 23 at the time, so I started to listen a bit. It worked, and it worked out for me, and here I am, pretty much 10 years later, talking about investing on YouTube. It's a bit crazy, really. And I've been doing this for over a decade now. But yeah, there may well be a video very, very soon about my full net worth of everything, including my cryptocurrency, my pensions, all the other bits and pieces. So make sure you subscribe to the channel if you want to see that. But yeah, if you've not yet done so, comment, reset, and come back to this video in 6 months and let me know how you're getting on, because I'm hoping that is accountability. If not, I will come and find you. If this video has helped you, please do slap a like on the video and subscribe for more stuff like this. And I will link the 2 tools that I recommend in the description. They're just app links, so you probably enjoy them. Not yet done so, watch this video as well. This may well help you a little bit more.